Test. Yeah, there we go. Baby. I'm back. Back in black. Back in your crack. Maybe not that. I don't think I should be in anyone's crack if I'm honest. What's that? Oh, cool. Okay, sweet. Back here doing some dumb tweets, ladies and gentlemen, and NBs, ladies, NBs, and gentle bees. If you're listening, thank you. It's lovely to have you here. If you're not listening, then I don't know why you're not. It's the greatest place to be on the planet right now. There's coffee. There's I got this. I bought this great piece of art over here yesterday. I went to a cafe and there was this piece of art on the wall, and I was like, "Shit, this is friggin' dope!" First time I've ever bought a piece of art. Supporting local artists. That's what I do. Support local artists. Could talk about some dumb tweets. There's a bunch that I've got up the front that are not Jordan Peterson, so you can thank me for that later. But then after that, there's far too much Jordan Peterson because he said a lot of stuff. Still banned from Twitter. Still appealing. I've tried everything. I've tried so much stuff. What have I done? I've gone about explaining the situation, trying to appeal to the logical. Take that away a little bit. To appeal to the logical nature of the Twitter peeps. I've, saying that I've said that I feel like this is against the free speech values of the Elon Musk Twitter sphere. I have literally just messaged them being like, "Hi, can I have my Twitter account back?" That hasn't worked. I have messaged and said my right-wing views are being silenced. That didn't work. But I'm holding up just a small little bit of hope. I'm just going to turn the gain down a little bit more, just like that. If I'm talking like this, I don't want it to be peaking. Yeah, that's good. So I'm hoping. When I say hoping, holding out the tiniest little bit of hope that maybe, because I didn't expect my Twitter account to come back last time that I got it back. But it did because someone obviously saw it as the thing that I did was not actually that bad. So I'm wondering, it also is kind of galling that you've got dudes like Shapiro and Benny Johnson and stuff who have basically got, they're on like fucking first name basis with Elon Musk, and Elon's like doing shit to Twitter and to accounts and things like that. Because they say so. They're like, "Oh, this is," and he's like looking into it. Fucking douchebag. Anyway, silly tweets, dumb tweets. Here we go, Mr. Benny Johnson. Speak of the devil, it's Benny Johnson. Again, these are all on Reddit, and some of them aren't tweets. I'm sorry to say, but they represent stuff that needs to be made fun of. So here I am with Mr. Benny Johnson. Leftism is a religion, a godless religion. It is a cult, a violent cult, run by people who wish to convert you by the sword. They don't stop until all is owned and conquered by them. This is an existential threat to the American way of life. There's so much that's dumb about this. First of all, I find the whole this is something that back in my edgy atheist days, there was something that religious people would say about atheism. They would say that atheism is a religion, whether that's like it's an odd thing to do, whether it's to like bring atheism down to religion's level, but like they're religious. This guy's a religious dude. So saying that it's a religion is kind of is like admitting that religion is a bad thing, I suppose. It's a very odd. It's kind of it's like an own goal. It's like punching yourself in the nuts. Leftism is a religion. I thought religion is a good thing. So either leftism is good actually because it's a religion, because religion is good, or religion is bad and the thing that you are actually a religious person who is fundamentally enthralled in religious thinking is bad, and therefore your ideology is bad. You fucking weirdo. A godless religion. Leftism doesn't need to be godless. Like, I haven't got any sources in front of me, so saying what leftism actually is. Hold on. Well, let's just fucking look it up. What is the definition of the left wing? Left wing definition. I mean, I'm left wing, but I here we go. Left wing. The section of a political party or system that advocates greater social and economic equality and typically favors socially liberal ideas. The socialist and progressive group or section, the left side of the team. So left-wing politics. So, helping people. Left-wing politics describes the range of political ideologies that support and seek to achieve social equality and egalitarianism, often in opposition to social hierarchy. Left-wing politics typically involve a concern for those in society whom its adherents perceive as disadvantaged relative to others, as well as a belief that there is unjustified inequalities that need to be reduced or abolished. According to Emeritus Professor of Economics Barry Clark, supporters of left-wing politics claim that human development flourishes when individuals engage in cooperative, mutual, respectful relations that can thrive only when excessive differences in status, power, and wealth are eliminated. I mean, that seems fair, but there's nothing to do with God in that. I mean, I'm positive there are people. I mean, I know people who are religious and they're left wing. So godless religion, left wing. I mean, I kind of tend to agree that the kind of right wing fundamentalist religion that Benny adheres to is exclusively right wing. But there's all these things of like Jesus was a socialist. The fact that he wanted to feed the masses and help the poor and love thy neighbor and all that sort of nonsense. I mean, it's not necessarily collective action, I suppose, but it's opposed to their weirdo right wing nonsense. Anyway, godless religion. It is a cult and a violent cult. It is run by people who wish to convert you by the sword. Now, this is interesting to me because it's the far right who are the big old advocates for guns. They're the ones who refuse to do anything about gun laws, restrictions on gun ownership, background checks, all that sort of stuff that prevent people from being murdered. I suppose, and I mean, I've talked about this before as well. The highest form of terrorism in America for the last how many ever years has been right-wing extremism. So it's right-wing extremists who are killing people for their ideology. Those are the people that want to convert you by the sword. And then also these people, they're advocates for government control in the way. I mean, they always talk about less government, but they also want government control to stop people from transitioning. For one, they want to stop gay marriage. And government control is necessarily a violently enforced ideology, system, institution. If you don't adhere to the laws that are put into place, then you are subject to violence by the state. to incarceration and all the things that come along with that. So again, I think, Benny, that's your thing. This is an existential threat to the American way of life. Yeah, well, if the American way of life is, I mean, that's a euphemism for, I mean, these are the people that, we want to go back to the good old days when it was just, I mean, we'll talk about this in a minute because there are these things. Well, actually, maybe not. I can't remember whether I had those. But these are the people. Oh no, there's a Peterson thing where he talks about, how the norm, the best, most, the way for society, for civilization to continue is the heteronormative way. Without that, then the society crumbles and all that sort of stuff. So these people and necessitated in that is whiteness, and so it's white supremacist nonsense. This is just euphemism for that the American way of life. The American way of life is the white heterosexual family, basically. So Benny, what the fuck are you talking about? There's a lot of weirdness in this. I can't remember what I was going to say. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go on to the next one. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is on the this. I think I made this post. Oh yeah, there you go. Guitar guy 1234. The annoying thing about Reddit is you can't change your username, because on other social media things I've changed my thing to guitar person because non-binary. Blah blah blah. Anyway. Here we go. I'm gonna do this again. There we go. Move myself around. I like. Yeah, it's just so that I can be a little bit more intimate with the subject matter. So here we go. So this was posted on the Left Can't Meme subreddit, which is some of the stupidest people on the planet. I swear to God, they just. I mean. That's you talk about like the Daily Wire people or the Peterson Peterson, Mr. Peterson, everybody, Peterson fans. They're all pretty stupid, but I mean, there's a big old crossover between these people and that. Anyway, the Left Can't Meme people. It's such a stupid. So they posted this thing. So it's a picture of, as you can see here, a baby, like a baby's t-shirt or like a small kid's t-shirt. And on it says, "Yes, ladies, I'm single." And the person who'd posted this said, straight people, they're forcing gayness onto our kids. And then also straight people. So, the thing is that there's this hypocritical view of, any talk of LGBTQ stuff is grooming children into turning them gay. I continue to, and I say it now, I challenge anyone to explain to me how having clothing or books or TV shows or anything with gay stuff in them, or, explanations of gay stuff or any of that stuff, how that turns you gay. Please, someone explain to me the mechanism by which that happens. How do you turn a child gay by telling them stuff about gay stuff? How does that work? How does that work? If they have a t-shirt, if they wear a t-shirt that has LGBTQ pride on it, or, gay people deserve to exist, or, trans rights or something like that, how does that turn them trans or gay? And then by the same thing that with this here, if that is the case, then isn't this doing the same thing? Wouldn't this be converting people to being straight or something? So it's hypocritical. So again, it's hypocritical because they have a problem with if this said, yes, gays, I'm single, then they would freak the fuck out. They would absolutely lose their turds. You know. Oh, but then hold on. So there was a second part to this because there was. Hold on. How do I get to the second fucking thingy? Get next. Oh shit. Because so they posted this, and then someone commented underneath. Here we go. Saying, "Oh shit." It's almost like heterosexual is the default and the most common orientation for our species, or something. That was the top comment on the left can't meme. Is my anyway? Sorry, I'm having some technical issues. I think I'm okay. Let me check my little streamy beam. What does it say over there? Excellent condition. That's what we like to see. 2 concurrent viewers. Man, I am a popular human being. Anyway, heterosexual is the most default common orientation for our species, or something. As a lot of people in the comments under this pointed out, children aren't born straight or gay, or I mean, sorry, I hesitate. What they're saying is that what these people are saying is that, you know, when a child is a child, they're not sexually attracted to anyone. They find that out. They start to as they develop into adults, they start to experience and develop things to do with attraction and whatnot. But when they're a kid, when they're a baby, they're probably asexual. So, but also, heterosexual is the default, the most common orientation for our species. I mean, that's an odd assumption. The default, to claim it's the default, is odd. I mean, it's one to say the majority of people are heterosexual, but it's a different thing to say that it's the default. I would also argue that that our society, in a certain, there is a certain amount of societal pressure, and to dissuade this kind of stuff in children, so that as they grow, they continue to repress any kind of the things that are outside of the norm. The space which our societies and our institutions creates is hostile towards things that are not heteronormative. So those things that are deviant from that are going to be less likely to be manifest, because it's difficult. It's challenging. It's not safe for those kinds of people. So, self-reporting and those kinds of things are going to be lower. So, I think that if you're going to go on statistics about the amount of people that are, straight or gay or whatever, I think those are going to be skewed in a certain way. But even if you grant the fact that heterosexuality is the most common thing, as in the most thing, that's expressed amongst the populace or whatever, that doesn't mean it's the default. So it's just kind of backward thinking. And again, it's very binary. There's, I tend to think that everyone's a little bit gay. Everyone's a little bit, there's always gradients of this stuff. The human experience and the human biology and the human experience are not binary things. They're not. They're just not. Even if you like to think that this ridiculously complicated thing we call consciousness and human emotion and identity and experience and all that sort of stuff, to think that could be a binary, just oh no, I'm gay, I'm straight. That just seems such a bizarre and unlikely thing for me. Anyway, I'm rambling a little bit. Next thing, let's go. This is on the Jordan Peterson subreddit. So I suppose this is kind of getting into Jordan Peterson territory, but it's on the Jordan Peterson subreddit. This is the sort of shit that these idiots post. So here we have a woman. I don't know who she is. She's doing some sort of speech or something, and she's talking about a tweet that appears to have gone mildly viral. OFR, as in for real. Oh, for real. Your body, your choice. Where the fuck my foreskin then? So this person is saying, is equating abortion and a woman's bodily autonomy to a child getting circumcised. And for the record, I am against circumcision. I think it's fucked up. I think, and I think if you are the sort of person who is talking about, the mutilation of children, which a lot of the far right are doing as a means to shit on trans people, then you should also be against circumcision. And I would be very, very, very interested to know. And I don't know that maybe it's something they've talked about. I don't know, but I'd be very interested to know Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, Benny Johnson, Candace Owens, all these people's opinions on circumcision. Because if you're talking about child mutilation, this is literally child mutilation. You're mutilating a child for the rest of their life for religious reasons. You want to talk about violent religion? That's pretty violent, and it's done in the name of religion. So here we go. I've done this. I keep doing these like challenges to Matt Walsh. So here we go. Matt Walsh. This is gonna be a short. Matt. Hey Matt. Matt, look at my eyeballs. Matt Walsh. Hello, Matt. Matt, look at me. Look at me, Matt. Are you circumcised? Have you circumcised your children? Your myriad of children? What's your opinion on circumcision? If you're opposed to child mutilation, do you circumcise your children? If so, why? Seems a little bit hypocritical, you fascist piece of shit. So yeah, and this has been posted on the Jordan Peterson website. So in theory, I agree with this. Why do we circumcise children? I think it's fucked up. On the other hand, this is called the fallacy of relative privation. Privation? Relative? You get the idea. It's when you say someone brings up a problem and you go, yeah, but what about that thing? Look at how bad it is over there. Well, I suppose it's even like whataboutism. Relative privation? Yeah, I agree. Shameless grifter. But, pointing out the hypocrisy is kind of nice sometimes, I suppose. I think that I suppose it would be individually hypocritical to say my body, my choice when referencing yourself as a person who wants to have an abortion, but then also circumcising your child. I suppose that would be hypocritical. But if we're looking at a systemic... This is the thing as well, is it's so difficult with these people because they're always thinking about individual stuff. But what we need to talk about is systemic change and systemic stuff. So when we're talking about abortion needs to be legal and easily accessible for women or anyone who can get pregnant. So, across the board, it needs to be. It's a medical decision that someone needs to be able to make, and it allows that person to, to express their own autonomy as a person rather than being oppressed by the state, which is what these people say they want to do. They're like, state oppression, blah, 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 blah. Abortion should be legal and easily accessible. Should circumcision be banned? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much, but I think these are two different issues, and I think saying again, it's just a systemic thing. If you say my body, my choice, and someone says, yeah, okay, but I was circumcised, dude, you're whataboutisming. That's all it is, really. Anyway, next. Let's go to the next thing. Oh yeah, so this is the the left can't meme, the stupidest people on the internet. Welcome to the stupid part of the internet. It also is very funny to me that the right can't meme, which is the response to the left can't meme, subreddit has like 10 times more people following it because, I've actually been banned from the right can't meme. It was something to do with Vouch, from what I understand, and their perception that I was a big fan of his or something. I don't know. It was kind of weird. But anyway, but when you're banned from a subreddit, you can still view it. You just can't add, you can't add anything to it. So whatever. I post a lot on the Toilet Paper USA subreddit anyway. So who cares? So here we go. So hold on, let me see the aura. So okay, so someone, the left can't meme has posted a left wing meme, and they're saying, and they're responding to it, and then the right can't meme is making fun of them. So it's a bit of a tiered pancake thing. Anyway, why is this just a kids movie, but this is indoctrination? So what they're saying here is that, if there's heterosexual stuff happening in a kids movie, then that's okay. We've been fine with that forever. But suddenly, if two guys kiss in a movie, that's indoctrination. And that's what, again, I go back to, please tell me how this thing, this guy here, this person, please tell me how this here does, how does that turn someone gay? I mean, it exposes children to a different kind of sexuality and a different kind of experience, and, shows them that that's okay. And therefore, if that was something that they are themselves, can see, oh, this is actually an okay thing. If it creates an environment, or, it creates a space within our society where children who are gay, because that's the thing, they will be gay. There will be gay children. There will be. And seeing this stuff will signal to them that it is okay. They are okay. It is okay for them to be the way they are, because it's just normal. It is. It's normal. But for some reason, these people think that it is something that turns children gay. This is another question that I feel that, how, if you can turn someone gay, can you turn gay people straight? And this is and with the gender thing as well. So like when someone says to you, oh, you're just choosing your gender or whatever, if everyone chooses did you choose your, like, so for a straight cis person like Matt Walsh, did you choose? I don't know. I'm getting confused about things. Ignore me. Well, don't ignore me, because, I want you to keep watching, but my brain's getting twisted up. Anyway, beside the point, how do you do it? How do you turn someone gay? This doesn't turn someone gay. It just creates an environment where being gay is okay. Being gay is okay. And anything in between. You do you, kids. Anyway, so the left can't meme has said, damn, you want children to watch Aladdin and Hercules kissing? You're just a fucking pervert that deserves to be registered as a sex offender, lol. So I don't think they're being sarcastic here. It's hard to. So I think, damn, you want children to watch Aladdin and Hercules kissing? You're just a fucking pervert who deserves. Yeah, see, these people think that the act, anything, any gay, any act that is not heteronormative, cisnormative, any of that kind of stuff, anything that is outside that norm, for them is perverted and sexual and deviant, all these things. it is for them. If it's not that norm, the norm is never that thing. Heterosexuality, these people, that's not sexual for them. That's not deviant in any way or debaucherous or whatever. But as soon as you step outside that, suddenly the exact same thing, but with a deviant twist, a queerness, that's suddenly sexual and perverted and indoctrinating. It's fucking weird. It makes no sense. But that's what the meme is pointing out. And then, the right can't meme came along and said, when the point goes over your head, because it totally did go over there. That was the point that the meme was making in the first place, was that neither of those things are inherently sexual or perverted, but we treat one as, and we don't treat the other as. So, yeah. Anyway, next, let's go. So this is kind of funny. This is my buddy Elon Musk. Elon, please let me back onto Twitter. I will do absolutely, I don't know. I probably, who cares? Whatever. Mr. Musk, Mr. Musk, Mr. Musk. That was my Mr. Musk song. I like this sound better. Mr. Musk, Mr. Musk, why won't you let me back onto Twitter? That was my Elon Musk song. That's going in short as well. Anyway, this quote is not from Voltaire. Oh, okay. So hold on. So Elon tweeted, "To learn to learn who rules over you, simply find out who you were not allowed to criticize." And he's credited as Voltaire, great philosopher who I know absolutely nothing about. And then someone has tweeted out, this quote is not from Voltaire. It's from a white supremacist and Holocaust denier, Kevin Alfred Strom, who pled guilty to possession of child pornography in 2008. That's who you just quoted with your to your 130 million followers, Elon Musk. Delete your account and resign today. I mean, there's not much more I can say about that. That's fantastic. So, Elon's an idiot. He's so dumb. He sees memes that he likes. He steals memes and retweets them. It was that time that he did that thing with the hard drive magazine where he cut out the context or who had made the meme and tweeted it himself, and then the hard drive just dragged him so hard. It was fantastic. Anyway, but so he obviously saw this and was like, yeah, this is, but this, fuck yeah. The implication being here, you're not allowed to criticize. You're not allowed to criticize trans people. You're not allowed to criticize gay people or black people, or Jews. Because that's what this is. You're not allowed to criticize the Jews, and because they're the ones who are ruling over you. That's the implication here. Because this is made by a white supremacist. This is the quote from a white supremacist. So this is what's actually being said. This is the dog whistle that is being signified here. So yeah, Elon Musk, is he a useful idiot or a fucking Nazi? Next. This was funny to me. Or not funny, awful. But I posted it on the Are the Cis OK subreddit, which is another lovely place that I enjoy taking part in. It's basically posting memes from cis people getting upset about trans people and being like, are they okay? Are you okay, Mr. Cis person? Mrs. Cis person? Both. Yeah, so the left can't meme, again, a repository of the stupidest people on the internet, posted a meme from the Gravity Falls subreddit Gravity Falls, great show. Unfortunately, it has Justin Roiland in it, and he kind of sucks, but the rest is pretty good. And I think, from what I understand, I think this is like Stan is saying that he's banned in all these states. I can't remember actually. Now that I think about it, but anyway, so he's got this map of places that or states that he's banned in, and then someone's posted this on the Gravity Falls subreddit, saying being trans in 2023, and legit, like what you got, like Texas there, Florida, a bunch of other states that I couldn't tell you. Virginia, let me see. I think that's New York there, so that must be Pennsylvania. And that, I think, is Maine, maybe? My American geography. 10 out of 10. Oh no, I did the white supremacist signal. The thing is, it's okay. It's an okay sign, but it's also a signal for white supremacists. It could be two things. Why not both? So yeah, so being trans 2023, and the left can't meme is just like, oh, you'll be fine. Like, how dumb and like lacking in human empathy and understanding. It's a perfect encapsulation of how awful these fucking people are. It's like, you've got actual state oppression, which is restricting the ability to get trans affirming care, gender affirming care, all the thing, medical treatment for trans people, banning of books, and just a general, what's the word? Hostility towards trans people. People going into fucking Target and ripping up clothes with rainbows on them and shit. Like a general hostility towards trans people, and that is met with a suck it up, snowflake. It's like your entire being, the entirety of who you are as a person, is not allowed in a large part of the country that you call home, and that's fucked up. You can't be who you are. I mean, you replace this with Black American people, which like you're talking about, like slavery and Jim Crow and those kinds of things. This would be an accurate kinds of thing. You're either subjugated or like literally enslaved, or being lynched, all these kinds of things, that go along with slavery. And these people's answer to that is, you'll be fine, get over it. Just wow. So left can't meme, not just stupid, but fucking awful as well. Next. Here we go. There's another nice little stupidity thing. So this is posted on the Right Can't meme. Here we go. And it's just a meme for anti-fem comics on Twitter. Jesus Christ. So you've got what you got here. You got a whole bunch of these different kind of electrical plug things. And it looks like they're supposed to represent, on the right there, you've got a heterosexual couple, I suppose. You've got the lady, because she's in the any part, and then you've got the man who's got the pointy bits, and that's what fucking happens. That's how heterosexuality happens. So that's what you got on the right, and that's the normal thing. And then on the left there, you've got, I suppose, must be a assigned woman at birth, but they've got the plugs like covered over, which sort of seems to imply that they think that, like a trans man would just get like their vagina sealed up. Which is really fucking weird. Is that what they think that a trans man is? That trans men do? They just seal it on up and it's just smooth. It's like a Ken doll, like a Barbie doll, just smooth down there. Jesus. And then the one on then the other one. Oh yeah, and so they've got the pointy bits cut off. So there must be a trans woman, I suppose. Wait, yeah. And the caption is, "I'll have you know that gender is a social construct." So like the image doesn't match the words that they're saying, because gender has nothing to do with the physical, biological things that these pictures are signaling. Gender, okay, because I'm really bad at like saying the actual words of what these things are, so I'm just gonna read what definition of gender, because this, easy to dictionaries are bad. Don't go to dictionaries. Here you go. I mean, there's the World Health Organization. Gender refers to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. This means norms, behaviors, and roles associated with being a woman, man, girl, or boy, as well as relationships with each other as social construct. Gender varies from society to society and can change over time. There you go. It's a social construct. It's the things that you're expected, or that the ways that womanness and manness manifest in certain societies. Because, like it says in there, different societies have different ways of gender, have different gender constructs. So you go from one society to another. What it means to be a man or to be a woman in those societies is going to be different depending on where you are, because it's a social construct. Are there correlations between that and the physical body that a person inhabits? Sure, but that doesn't mean that those two things are intrinsically tied and necessarily dependent on each other. They're not. So the meme doesn't make any sense. Because I'll go back to it. Let's get rid of that. Where are we? The meme doesn't make any sense. Because, first of all, I don't understand what the conflict is in the actual picture. Like, you've got a trans couple talking to a cisgender couple. What's the conflict, though? I don't understand. And so then they're saying, "I'll have you know that gender is a social construct," which it is, and none of the things in the picture have anything to do with gender. So it's just it's stupid. It's mind-bendingly stupid, and I would love someone. Whoever made the anti-fem comics, I'd love them to explain this to me, because it makes no sense. It kind of makes sense in their particular... This is the thing. This is what I struggle with so hard, because I have to get into their mindset, where they think that gender and sex are the same thing. And they think that gender and sex are the same thing. But see, then, like, this is what I don't understand either, is because when they talk about, sex, they're like, okay, sex is defined at birth because your biology is a certain way, and it's defined by your chromosomes and your this and that and the other thing. But you can change those things. I mean, this picture shows they've changed a part of their sex characteristics, which defines them a certain way. Again, it's not defining them a certain way. They are being defined. And then, so they've changed that. And now it's different. Oh, but you haven't changed your chromosomes. please tell me what your chromosomes are. I have no idea what mine are. I haven't been tested. Who knows? Completely irrelevant to anyone's assessment of your gender or sex. Anyway, next. And here we get to Mr. Peterson. Mr. Peterson, my bestest friendo. Okay, so this is a video. Let's see how this works. I'm going to put myself here right next to Mr. Peterson, and we're going to see if this makes noises. Sitting there looking like a fucking weirdo. Here we go.
Observed as a consequence of his decades of work was that, first of all, the best thing to do with kids with body dysmorphia was to just leave them the hell alone till they were 18. And the reason for that was, well, first of all, the first reason was that about 80% of them ended up gay. And so part of the reason they were bodily dysmorphic when they were very young is because they were homosexual. And there was some tension between their emerging sexual proclivity and their biological reality, at least in contrast to what was normative. 80% of them would grow up to be gay. So, and that's not that surprising, really, is it? The hyper-feminine little boys who are that way by temperament are going to grow up to be homosexual. And
hold on, pause. Jeez, pause it. So he's talking, I think, about someone who's done a study or something about kids who express their gender in a different way when they're younger, and then they grow up to be gay. And I'll see what he says a little bit later. But like the assertion that, like, you know, you see a feminine boy as a child, and then you're like, oh, of course they're going to be gay. This conflating so many things, like, and also again, it's very binary for them. It's heterosexual, homosexual, man, woman. There's no in betweens with these things. Why couldn't they be? So I'd be interested to know what the parameters of the study were, because, you know, a feminine, you know, a child who is, you know, biologically a boy, I suppose, and they express, you know, traditionally feminine characteristics in their mannerisms and the way that they present and those kinds of things. Sure, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're trans, but it also kind of shows that that gender is a social construct, and that it can be fluid in certain ways, and that is not necessarily tied to being gay. I mean, there are plenty of like butch, manly gay people. It's such a it's so dumb and such a weird, stupid understanding of this stuff, and so binary and so weird. And anyway, back to him.
On the other side, the female front, that the hypermasculine girls are going to grow up butchy and more likely to be attracted to girls. I don't think that's a real surprise to anybody. But the fact that it's 80% is quite the statistic. And what that means is that 80% of the kids who are being transformed surgically are gay. And so if there's a genocide, so to speak, and there isn't, but if there's a case of mass abuse of the gay community, the most egregious examples of that mass abuse is occurring at the hands of the trans activists, not the heterosexual monogamists. I think the gay community was a hell of a lot better off when they were oppressed by the heterosexual monogamists than when they are allied with the trans activists.
Yeah. So, okay, so first of all, the assumption here is that the trans activists, or the people who advocate for trans rights, are forcing stuff onto people. They are forcibly transitioning people, and that's what they use detrans people for. They're like, the people that thought they were a certain way, and then a doctor came along and was like, yeah, you're trans, and then they cut off their balls or whatever. talking about statistics, statistically anomalous. But like the idea that advocating for the rights of trans people and for the ability for trans people to get access to gender affirming care and all those kinds of things, that equates to, fucking converting people into being trans when they're not. It's just nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And then he says, he says that I think the gay community was a hell of a lot better when they were oppressed by the heterosexual monogamists than when they're allied with the trans activists. I don't even know what to say about that. That's so fucked up and stupid and awful. I just it's nonsense, and it's feeding into that whole like LGB without the T nonsense, which is such a fucking fad at the moment. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go to the next Mr. Jordan Peterson thing. So here we go. I want to get through these Jorbo Peepo Sobos, nice and oh geez, we're off the side here. Okay, so this is posted on the Enough Jordan I keep calling him Jorban. Jorbison Peterson, Jorbity Porbity, Jorbsy Porpsy Pudding and Pie. There he is. There, that's his face. It looks like a sexy Jesus. JBP considers homosexuality an experiment and asserts that its marginalization is critical to survival. Yeah, okay, so Ben Shapiro here, Mr. Shapiro. Any society that isn't normatively based on heterosexuality, sorry, I can't see because on the heterosexual family formation is definitionally doomed to collapse. Pretending that society ought to be apathetic about such matters, or even worse, condemnatory of the presence of, oh, shoot, it's a thread. Basically, he's saying that being straight is the norm, and that's a good thing because, people fuck and then they have babies and then the babies continue to make more. There's more people. This, again, I feel like the assumption here, like the underlying assumption, is that these things are choices. If gay people exist, and they do, why does it matter if heterosexuality is the norm or the thing that perpetuates the society or whatever? What? So what? Did you want to force gay people to have sex with the people that they don't want to have sex with, so that the society can, you want to force them back into the closet so that they can perform heterosexuality to further society? That's ridiculous. That's doing the thing that you've been saying that we're doing by turning people gay. You want to turn gay people straight. You want conversion therapy. Okay, so Jordan Peterson says, there is a center and a margin. Experimentation takes place on the margin, but the center has to hold, and even the margin to survive. Okay, so child-centered, long-term heterosexual married couples are the ideal. Margin is for experimentation. So again, it's the same thing. It's society is going to crumble unless there are straight people, and no one's saying that there shouldn't be straight people. That there are straight people. That being said, even if there weren't any straight people, we've been growing babies in test tubes for a long time. You can get a dude who is gay. You can get him to jizz in a cup and then give that to lesbians. If everyone was gay, you'd still be able to continue society. It just wouldn't be through normal fucking that. But the straight people aren't going anywhere. So like, this is the thing. This is the reactionary nonsense, right? It's like the fact that gay and trans people are at this point in at this moment are experiencing a surge in exposure and acceptance and understanding within our society. They're being seen more, and people are coming out more, and they're feeling a little bit more comfortable to do that sort of thing. So, and also we have this like social media kind of thing where this stuff, you can see it everywhere all the time. It's great and it's good, and Target is putting out pride things and all that sort of shit. So the existence of gay people is no longer something that these people can ignore. They've been there this whole time, but they've been able to ignore them. But now that they are unable to ignore them, that is a threat to heterosexuality. That is a threat to these people's ideology. And they have to put it in these like apocalyptic terms where the existence of gay people suddenly means that there's going to be no more society anymore. That the fact that gay people are around, suddenly that means that there's going to be no straight people, and that we're not going to be able to make babies, and civilization is going to crumble. That's absolute nonsense. It's the more you think about it, the stupider it is. Like what? What? What are you talking about, Ben? What are you talking about, Jobson? You fucking morons. Hey, this next one. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Prison for life. Prison for life. Prison for life. Here's the totally not authoritarian Jordan Peterson telling people. So hold on. We're going to end this insanity. This thing, I can't see the original tweet. I believe but someone gave context in the Reddit post here. Peterson says no parole in response to a non-binary person's TikTok about top surgery. We are going to end this insanity. Okay, so Colin Wright here, who blocked me on Twitter, by the way, he's saying that this is insanity. So I'm assuming it's a video of a person talking about top surgery, which again, like, how does that turn someone trans? That top surgery is a thing that trans people can do. So, good for them. Breast augmentation is a thing that other women can do if they want to. Botox and what else? Hair plugs for men. Pectus surgery, Mr. Stephen Crowder. Things. Gender affirming care that is okay for these people. People can get these things. Cosmetic surgery is something that you can do. So what? But apparently, according to Mr. Peterson and Colin, just Mr. Peterson, if someone gets top surgery, I think he's talking about the person who performs it. That person needs to go to prison for life. What the fuck, Jordan? What the fuck are you talking about, you absolute nonsense person? Next. Jordan Peterson. Yeah, so here we go. This is where all the Jordan Peterson shit happens. Jordan Peterson. Oh, yeah, this is great. Okay, so Canada has a record population growth of 703,404 people in 2021-2022, with immigration counting for 94%. Great, cool. Jordan Peterson, population growth. Yeah, Jordan, when there's more people in a country, then the population has increased. That's literally what it means. No, it's not because people were fucking, I suppose, but because of immigration. So what? Why does it matter? I mean, I know it matters because you don't like brown people. You're fucking racist. But, yeah. And like they say, this dog whistle for the lads. Exactly. It's absolute Nazi dog whistle nonsense. Yeah, population growth. When there's more people, the population increases. Why does it matter what the source of that population increase is? Because people from other places are bad? I mean, obviously you think that. because you're a racist. Next. There's some more Jordan Peterson. More Jordan P. No, that was bad. More Jordan Peterson. More Jordan Peterson. There's gonna be some more Jordan Peterson. Yeah. That was my Jordan Peterson song. There we go. Hold on. So let me unravel this a second. Rainbow collar printed, ready for tomorrow. Okay, so there's a priest of some sort. There you go. So he's left wing to some degree, religious person, celebrating Pride. So he's at least got some left wing views. So, you know, religion, left wing. Yeah. Rainbow collar printed, ready for tomorrow, joining in the parade with the Christians at Pride in New Church Brum in Birmingham Pride. So, this is nice. There's a religious person celebrating Pride, being a nice person. Calvin Robinson, I can't remember who he is, but his name rings a bell. The 7 deadly sins are pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. How can a priest celebrate sin? SCP is a society of priests who call themselves Catholic but ignore the Catholic teaching on important issues. Justin Welby is their patron. I don't know who Justin Welby is. I just real interested to see what, when we talk about pride, the deadly sin, what are we talking about? Deadly sin, pride. Can we please get a definition? Pride alienates from God, whether consciously or not. The proud are estranged from God. Pride is self-devotion, self-justification, and self-glorifying in contempt of God. This contempt may give rise to open revolt, but not always. It's usually expressed as aversion of God. So it sounds like what pride is in this context. Oh my God, it's a whole fucking 10 page long paper. What it sounds like pride is in this sense is a, you know, it's a like a self-confidence and a love for yourself over and above God. So, you know, thinking of yourself as more important than the big man. That's the pride we're talking about here. So that makes sense in this context. Pride, then you got greed and lust and envy and all that sort of stuff. But it's the thinking of yourself, the lowly mortal human, as above, more important than, more knowledgeable than, more, you know, whatever than God. That's what pride means in this deadly sins context, I think. When you're talking about pride in the sense of gay pride, what does that mean? Let's just real quick, again, it's good to look up these things. Gay pride definition. Gay pride, confidence, self-respect, and solidarity as expressed by gay people associated with openness about one's own sexuality, sexual identity, and the celebration of gay culture and history. So it's not really the same thing, is it? I mean, if we look at it in the context of, again, you got to look at the context of these things. The context of gay pride is that for all the time before gay liberation and gay pride and all that sort of stuff, gay people were subjugated and marginalized underneath a heteronormative society. They continue to be in a certain way, but you know, they started to experience a level of acceptance after going ahead and fucking sticking it to the man, coming out and being proud of your identity, of your sexuality, solidarity with other gay people, you know, coming out of the closet, and not being afraid of being who you are. In that context, that pride is different from the 7 deadly sins. It's a different thing. But sure, they're the same word, so checkmate, liberals. Pride, the already near mandatory cardinal sin. What the Jordan, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean already near mandatory? What does that even mean? And again, they're not the same thing. Being, coming from a place of being oppressed and in the closet and unable to be who you are as a person, and then coming from that context and coming out and being proud of who you are, as opposed to being ashamed of who you are, that kind of pride is not the same as the pride of thinking you're better than God. They're not the same thing. So this is a stupid comparison, and you guys are stupid and dumb, and you should go away. Last one. Oh, I didn't get a nice one. It's all right. It's all right. Another time. Here we go. Peterson's Twitter momentum is out of control. After a day of calling for boycotts and imprisonment, he self-escalates his rhetoric to now include general violence. Okay, so how much longer are we going to do this crap? Another peak stupidity. After peak stupidity comes violence. To be honest, I pulled this up without even knowing what the context was. I'm assuming it's something to do with transaffirming care or something, and then Jordan Peterson calling, oh, wait, hold on, no, there's a second image. Fucking, hold on. Ah, here we go. Yeah, cool. Okay, how much longer are we going to do this crap? Today we celebrate Pansexual Visibility Day. A day to uplift, educate, and celebrate pansexuality transcends gender and sex. Excuse me. Focusing on the person within, let's recognize and celebrate love without limitations. Pansexual Visibility Day. Today we celebrate Pansexual Visibility Day. It's the same words. Great, I love that. Me, pansexual. Yay for visibility. Yay for celebrating, something that may be seen as deviant from the heterosexual norm. How much longer are we gonna do this crap? How much longer are we, the normal straight people, gonna entertain these weird, deviant, debaucherous, bestial, subhuman, ridiculous things? Like, it's such just reactionary nonsense. It's like this thing that they've been able to ignore for such a long time is now becoming more visible. I mean, it's literally what it is, the visibility. And so they're noticing it more, and it upsets them because other people behaving in ways that is different from them is bad. It's bad and wrong. It's bad wrong. It's badong. And then so Jordan Peterson here comes out and says, after peak stupidity comes violence. So, I mean, there's two ways you could take this. I suppose you could say that he means that the stupid people are then going to be violent for some reason, or he means that, when people start behaving stupidly, then the violence comes to put them to rest or something. I don't know. I feel like that's enough, Jordan Peterson, for today. I think. I do want something nice to look at. Hold on, just let me. I'm just going to go to the or subreddit so we can look at something nice. It's always nice to have something nice to look at after all this fucking awful bullshit nonsense. Oh, subreddit for cute and cuddly pictures. Okay. Well, what's the? Kitty provides complimentary massage to his owner's clients. New brush, getting some good usage. Let's have a look at Time Machine. Sounds interesting. Let's look at that. Come on, Time Machine. Oh, you didn't see it. Oh, start again. was great. I don't know. I'll start from the beginning again so you can see. Yeah, so the kitty goes through and it comes out as a little tiny kitty. Oh, and then there's a kitty goes just as a smaller kitty. And then this kitty comes through and it's a potato. I like that a lot. More kitties, less Jordan Petersons. I think that's a good message for today. Hey, I'll go back to my other scene thing here. Thank you for those who joined me. I appreciate you. If you didn't join me, as always, why not? Why weren't you here? Why weren't you taking part in the making fun of these massive idiots? Jesus Christ. I don't know what I'd do. I'm going to go and play some sort of video game because I'm tired. I bought a bass yesterday. That was fun. So I've got a new bass guitar. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, that's about all for today. Wait. And that's my sign-off cadence. Peace out, homies.